Okay, so we're going to take a look at a few questions that deal with calculating electric bills. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some real-world applications, and this is going to be just an estimate because we're going to use what's actually rated on our equipment. In reality, we have things like heat, some inefficiencies. So when I plug things in and I'm using them a whole lot, things like my cell phone or my TV or something like that, they also get warm, so we might actually end up having to pay more. But this will give us a good ballpark of exactly what we would need to pay. So, first thing that I'm going to ask you is a very real-world application of, I want to know how much it costs me to charge my cell phone. Now, normally I'd pull out my cell phone and be like, this thing, but that's actually what's recording the video right now, so I can't do that. However, I do have a wall charger, the little block thing that the USB cable goes into that I plug into the wall. I've read off of there that we get the following information. It tells me some info about the input. That's what it takes from the wall. It'll say like 100 or 110 or 120 or maybe even 240. And it'll say 110 volts V. And then it will say, and here's the important thing, output. So you can find this on your own. Grab your cell phone charger, what plugs into the wall, and look for output. You're going to see a number followed by V. Most likely what you're going to see is 5V, 5 volts. Most of the cell phone chargers are actually set to that. Some of them, the fancy ones that you buy that are superchargers, I've seen ones that go up to like 9 volts. I don't necessarily recommend them. I don't know how well or good for your equipment they are. I'm not going to comment on that. I will say that the vast majority of them are right at about 5 volts. They'll also have an output current. A current of, I believe mine is 2 amp. Now some of them are 1 amp, some of them are half an amp. Some of the superchargers might actually be a little bit higher, but 2 amp is kind of on the high-ish, and from what I've seen, most of the students that I ask seem to have 5 volts and 1 amp. All right. If we want to find out how much our electric bill is going to cost, I'm going to ask a few questions. So electric bills usually go in a 1-month period. And for 1 month, we're going to assume that to be about 30 days. And let's say that I charge my phone once a day and I charge it for about 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours. So I charge 1.5 hours a day. And in one billing cycle, so let's say I've got 1.5 hours that I charge in 1 day, and my bill is 30 days in 1 month. In short, the number of hours that I have that I charge for one bill is going to be 1.5 hours. I do that every day times how many days I have in a month, and I get the following. I'm going to get 1.5 times 30, well that would be, 45 hours. That tells me how many I have per bill. I guess the way that I can do this, I'll move this over. The last thing that I'll do is I have 1 month per one bill, my electric bill. To finish this up. So my days cancel out, my months cancel out, and this gives me 45 hours per one bill. But 45 hours is how much I'm going to charge my phone in a given month. Now that's getting a little ahead of myself, but I did want to bring that in because we're going to talk about here locally where we are, the price is about $0.10 per 1 kilowatt hour. That's what we're billed in locally, which means we're going to need some information about hours, but we're also going to need some information about watts and kilowatts. But basically, we're charged about 10 cents per kilowatt hour. You can look this up. You can look around whatever your local electric company is. They've probably got a page that tells you what their rates are. For this, I'm using residential rates. I think where we're at, it's actually between 8 cents and 9 cents an hour. We're going to round it to 10 cents just to make it easier on us. Okay. Our big problem now is we're going to need kilowatt hours. So let's go back to how much I actually get when I charge my phone. What we need to find is the power that my phone consumes. And power is equal to I delta V. That's one of our power equations for circuits that we used in class. So I can find the power by multiplying my current by my voltage. So my power for my cell phone is going to be my current, which the output was 2 amps, times my voltage, which was 5 volts. I multiply these together and I will find that my power is going to be 2 times 5 is 10 amp volts, also known as watts, which is the unit for power, at least the SI unit. Now I've got 10 watts, I need to turn that into, well, kilowatt hours. Well, the first thing that I can do is I can take 10 watts, that's how much power my phone consumes when it is being charged, and so I can take that and turn it into watt hours by multiplying it by the number of hours I have per one bill. And that's what I'm really looking for. So I would have 10 watts times 45 hours, and that gives me 450 watt hours per one bill. Okay, well, I'm not charged in watt hours, I'm charged in kilowatt hours. So I can take 450 watt hours in one bill times, well, I'm going to convert this. I need watt hours on bottom and kilowatt hours on top. Well, kilo basically means 1,000, so 1 kilowatt hour is 1,000 watt hours. Double check your metric prefixes, but kilo is 1,000, so 1 kilowatt hour is 1,000 watt hours. Well, I've got 450 watt hours that I'm actually using per monthly bill to charge my phone, so I'm going to divide that over 450 divided by 1,000 would be 0.450 kilowatt hours per bill. Okay, well, I want to find out how much my bill is going to be, at least for my cell phone. So then I'm going to take 0.450 kilowatt hours, and that's for one bill. So I can put the per bill down here, but that's what I'm looking for is one bill. So every month I have 0.450 kilowatt hours, and I know that the electric company charges me 10 cents per 1 kilowatt hour. My kilowatt hours cancel out. I end up with this. I don't even have 1 whole kilowatt hour, but I can still multiply these through, and I end up with, in dollars, for one bill, so dollars per monthly bill, I'd have 0.45 times 0.1, that would be $0.045, also known as 4.5 cents. They'll probably round that up to 5 cents. For me to charge my phone costs about 5 cents a month.